Thank you. Greetings, everyone. Today you've joined the Committee on Urban Redevelopment, Renewal, and Planning. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Chairwoman Harris,
Present.
Vice Chairman Narducci,
Here.
Councilman Correa, Councilwoman Castillo,
Present.
Councilman Espinal,
Present.
we have 4 present, 1 absent, and we do have a quorum.
Thank you. And I would also like to welcome tonight our colleagues in government, which is Councilman Vargas and Councilwoman Miller. Thank you for joining us. And before we get started, you know, we have our solicitor here who wasn't going to come on, but now he's here. So could you tell us the legality of this meeting, please, sir?
Absolutely, Chairwoman. Yes, so as the council knows, that due to the pandemic, the governor has issued several different executive orders, and those continue till today in full force and effect. So these meetings are allowed to be conducted by Zoom, provided the public has access and have the ability to participate, which they do on this meeting. So this meeting is perfectly legal.
Thank you so much. Madam Clerk, could you please read the first item into the record, please?
Resolution establishing a ceremonial designation at the intersection of Brook Street and Sheldon Street as Pedroso Way.
Madam Clerk, we have an item we have to enter, a document.
That is correct. As
Can I
Exhibit
entertain a
1A.
motion for my colleagues?
Motion made to accept as Exhibit A.
Second.
Motion have been made by Vice Chairman, second by Council Majority Whip Pastilla. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion, has been accepted, the document. So we have in this first item, a conversation about changing the name. There seems to be no objection according to this letter, this document. Madam Chair, Madam Clerk, does it make sense to read the document into the record in case the public doesn't?
Madam Chair, yes. So this is a communication from Natali D. Urso, the traffic engineer, and he states the Department of Public Works Traffic Engineering Division has reviewed the resolution to establish a ceremonial designation of Sheldon Street as Pedroso Way. We researched available data and determined there does not currently exist a ceremonial street name designation for Sheldon Street. We therefore are in support of the ceremonial designation of the street. We will order and install appropriate street name signs once the resolution is approved.
We just happen to have Mr. Urso here, so I will not let him get off the hook. So you can also repeat if you want to what the clerk have said and do give us okay on this to go forward.
Yeah, I don't, as indicated in the memo, we don't have any objection. It seems to me that it's just a matter of one of those large neighborhood signs, and that's something we can absorb in our budget once the resolution is approved.
Okay. With that being said, do any objection from any of the committee members? If any no more statements are being made by the committee members, I would like to entertain a motion to approve.
Motion made, Madam Chair, to approve item number 1 as read.
Do I have a second? Second by Councilwoman Majority Whip Castillo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, one down. Let's move on. Madam Clerk, please read item 2 into the records.
Resolution establishing a ceremonial designation along Durham Street as Brian Feeney Way.
Okay, I understand we have a document that has to be entered into the record.
2A, please.
Can I have a motion to enter this document into the record? Please?
Motion made to enter as Exhibit A.
Second.
Exhibit B. All right, can we have an A already?
It's 2A.
QA. Okay,
Exhibit 2A.
2A. Okay. Second, motion made by Councilman Vice Chairman Narducci, second by Majority Whip Castillo. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now that, Madam Clerk, I'm gonna let you off the hook because we do have Mr. Urso here. So I would like to have him tell us a little about this one as well.
Yeah, similar to the previous resolution, we did research the records and there's no conflicting ceremonial designation. So we're in favor of the ceremonial designation, and once the resolution is passed, we can install those larger street name signs, neighborhood signs. I think there's just one, so that's something we can absorb in our budget.
Any committee members? With that being said, can we, I would like to entertain a motion to approve item 2.
Motion made, Madam Chair, to approve item number 2.
Second.
Motion been made and second by Councilwoman Majority Whip Castillo. All in favor? Aye.
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 Madam Clerk, please read item 3 into the record.
Resolution naming Hope High School track after Coach Thomas Spann.
Okay, is there also a document that needs to be entered?
There is, Madam Chair. And also, I just want for the record that Councilman Correa has joined the meeting in case you did not see him.
Oh, let's welcome Councilman Correa, Madam Chair, Clerk.
Madam Chair, motion to accept item as 3A.
Motion been made by
Yeah.
Council Vice Chairman Narducci, second by Councilwoman Castillo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So, Madam Chair, is there any reason we should be reading this resolution because of the name, the coach's name, or why he's getting it? You think?
We can do that, and I would also like to read Exhibit 3A into the record. It is from a response from the school department this time. I did invite the superintendent, but I'm not sure that he could attend, so I'd like to read it.
Oh, please do.
Dear Councilwoman Harris and members of the Urban Redevelopment, Renewal, and Planning Committee, I am writing to express my support of the resolution to name Hope High School track after Coach Thomas Spann. I want to acknowledge and thank Coach Spann for his immeasurable impact on thousands of youth during his coaching tenure. Coach Thomas Spann is a dedicated and longtime member of the Providence community and has spent more than 4 decades serving Rhode Island youth in coaching and mentorship capacities. Coach Spann has been named founder of the Providence Cobras Youth Track Club and 2014 New Balance Coach of the Year, and is a member of the Rhode Island Interscholastic League, among other impressive accolades. It is my recommendation that the City Council move forward with a resolution to name Hope High School track after Coach Thomas Spann. If you require additional information or have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. Sincerely, Javier Montañez, Interim Superintendent.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Councilman Vice Chairman.
with that being said, knowing Coach Spann, I think should be an honor of ours to also make this dedication tonight, and I would love the honor to pass item number 3 as read into the record.
I second that motion, Madam Chair.
Thank you. The motion been made by Councilman Viceman Narducci to pass this motion tonight, and second by Councilman Correa. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, we're moving on to item 4. Madam Chair, could you please read it into the record?
Resolution expanding the Rosa Parks Drive ceremonial designation for the entirety of Prairie Avenue. Okay,
I'm happy to have Councilman Espinal tonight. I know your name. Councilman Espinal here tonight because Councilman Espinal have been able to bring this resolution, which I fully support. I would like you to talk a little bit more about it, Councilman.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, the city has already honored the life and legacy of such an iconic figure that in Rosa Park back in 1984 by designating this area as the Rosa Parks Way. What this resolution does is that it allows the Department of Public Works and Traffic Engineering to extend the ceremonial designation of the Rosa Park Drive for the entire length of Prairie Avenue. We have Mr. Nate Urso, the traffic engineer here. I believe that we already had his opinion saying that there was no conflict. So I'll turn it over to him and to ratify that, if we may.
Mr. Urso?
Yes, actually, it's Nate Urso, traffic engineer. I don't think I mentioned it at the beginning of the meeting. So yeah, that's correct. There is no conflict other than Rosa Park Drive as the ceremonial designation for Prairie Avenue. So we don't issue with that. I think there needs to be a discussion of how many street name signs that would require. And our ability to do that. The other question, I don't know if you're going to be discussing in a separate is the center line striping that was requested.
Right, that's the second part to this resolution is also asking for the center lanes to be striped with the Pan-African flag color, the red, black, and green. It's something that's been discussed around the community. It's something that would together we look forward to being able to achieve that. It'll be a great honor to have that.
Yeah, so as traffic engineer, I just have to inform you that, and I know this has been done, these center lines have been done in other parts of the city, but just to inform you, that's again, the federal standards indicate that a center line should be a double yellow. So I think, but we understand there's other concerns besides meeting federal standards that should be evaluated here. So I think I had a discussion with the Public Works Director on this, and I think the appropriate thing to do is to yield to him on a final decision here, because the concerns of the community, the fact that it's been done in a couple other streets in the city should also be considered in this. I don't know if Leo made it today or not, but I just felt in my capacity I had to inform you that it didn't meet federal standards, but basically yielded the final decision to the DPW director.
Right, the neighboring street, which is Broad Street,
Yep.
does not have the double yellow stripe in it. It's got the red,
Yep.
white, and blue. So taking that into consideration, as you said, I think that that'll probably fall in line with what our community is asking.
Yeah, I've had some discussions with Mr. Broder. He informally and quickly in those discussions didn't seem to have an issue. I'll let him make a final communication on that.
Absolutely. Thank you
Madam
so
Chair,
much.
if I may.
Councilman Correa, please.
So, I mean, I'm in support of this 100%, and putting the street signs up. As far as the striping, I mean, the traffic engineer is giving us his opinion. He wants to leave it up to the director for final decision, but he's telling us about federal federal regulations on street striping, etc. I would much rather feel comfortable getting an opinion from the law department on, we can do it any way we want, but I mean, legally, can we do it? And like if somebody happens to get into an accident, a head-on collision or something, I mean, are we opening the city up to some type of liability? I mean, I respect the opinion of the traffic engineer and the public works director, but I think this committee, before we act on something like that, we should get a opinion from the city law department regarding any type of liability and whatnot. God forbid if something needs to happen.
Oh, to that.
Let's turn it over to the city solicitor for a second, just to if he has anything. If not, I would like to make a statement because that federal regulation I don't understand. When half of Providence is painted up in the streets, arts and culture do a really good job in my neighborhood of painting all the streets. So I'll turn it over to, and then I want to understand the federal regulation.
If I may, I mean, this is what is happening in the city. I mean, we're starting to take over, our city streets by painting murals and all this other stuff. But did we ever, really get some type of written opinion, from the law department if we're in violation of federal regulations? That's all I'm saying.
Oh, no, I get what you're saying, Councilman, and I definitely want to hear from the city solicitor. It makes a lot of sense what you're saying. However, I just don't understand where this federal regulation came from all of a sudden when half of our streets, Federal Hill has stripes, half our streets is painted. So first we'll go to the city solicitor, and then Leo have joined us, Corrado. So good to see him in the meeting, but let's hear from our city solicitor.
So the short answer is, I don't know. I can certainly look into it. Certainly when you do anything that is against a statute or a federal regulation, there's always the possibility that you could open yourself up to additional liability. In this particular case, considering it has been done in other areas of the city, it's certainly possible that the law department has looked into this issue before, but I am happy to find that out, and I will certainly report back to this committee.
Thank you.
Mario, one thing to mention is so, I mean, in the city ordinances, there is a traffic engineer, but I'm not so sure anybody has actually been admitted to that position formally. So, I mean, I've been making decisions, for traffic engineering on that. So something for you to understand when you're trying to give a legal opinion. As far as the federal guidelines, I personally am not sure what the ramifications are for not following them. The METCD, I don't know exactly. I know, you should, and we do as a practice, but we can talk offline a little more about that if you want.
Again, we have our traffic engineer, not Mr. Leo Parado. How are you?
Well, actually, I'm not the traffic engineer, but
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. A lot of things coming out of my mouth right now. I got a lot of things rolling around in my head.
That's okay. I understand. Good to see everyone.
Hey, Leah.
Just a little tired on our end, but we're still working. Just so you know, our crews have been out all day and they'll be out tonight.
Yeah. Thank you.
It was a long, hard storm, and we're out there widening and doing what we need to do. So we'll get it done. Unprecedented amount of snow. But in respect to the request, I think some of the keys, I'm not sure if it was mentioned earlier, sorry for being late, is that what we do with other streets such as Atwell's and Federal Hill and Broad Street is we use a different type of paint that is supposed to wash away, wear away after a certain amount of time. It can't be permanent marking. That's one of the, I think, loopholes that has been sort of utilized in order to allow for the changing of the center line. Because I think under, my understanding is that Bristol is the only community in the state of Rhode Island that can do it legally, and that was actually due to legislation passed at the federal level, not at the local level. And that's the reason why it can be permanently marked.
Madam Chair,
Councilman Narducci?
I'm just to throw an idea out there. Is it possible to pass the designation of renaming all of Ferry Avenue, Rosa Parker Way tonight, and continuing the item of striping of the middle lane until we get a further update from the law department and everybody else involved?
I welcome that, Councilman Narducci. However, Rosa Parks should have already been named. That was under the former Councilwoman Balbina Young. I remember during that period of time, that street was supposed to be named. In fact, I remember even seeing signs hanging up Rosa Parks. Something happened on that street with some kind of, I don't know, something happened. And all of a sudden I didn't see the signs anymore. In fact, I was asking community members, what happened? Why don't we see those signs? Those signs started at Public Street that I know of. And it went down towards Lockwood area on Pearl Avenue. It was all the way down to Pearl Avenue. And I don't see those signs anymore. And I didn't know what happened. I don't know whether they were taken down deliberately or what. But I want to say with this, I'm very disappointed in knowing that Federal Hill has a culture of celebration, which we all appreciate, of a sign. The reason Black people really lean towards the red, black, and green as a flag, and it might not be comfortable for some people to understand that, it was Marcus Garvey during the time of slavery and people who were really struggling, you know, in this country, to find pride in who you were. So it's a lot of history behind not only just the idea of these stripes, which all of them seem to be, Broad Street seem to be washing away. I mean, I don't understand where the permanent part came in. I guess I'm a little confused on what we're doing here, because the stripes on Broad Street seem to be fading away. And we represent the culture, our strong Hispanic culture in that area. So that's why I think a lot of people were, and Councilman Espinal been around in the neighborhood for so long to see that sometimes when we start dividing people, we start to have a division among people. Could be something as simple as a street painted. So it's a lot that we go through in this neighborhood that we want to keep people connected and not divided because of culture and diversity. And we work really hard at that. So I don't want to put this off. I don't want this to go away, because I think I don't care about naming buildings from people who they said was old slave. I don't care too much about that, as much as making sure people don't feel like they are invisible or they don't exist as a culture, especially with the history. So I just want to leave it at that, because I don't want to start preaching. I just want you to know that it means a lot that we figure this out. And I appreciate my colleagues for being so connected and understanding of this and why it's important, especially to the Black community.
And Madam
Councilwoman, if I may.
Yes, sir.
I can also see the point regarding the federal guidelines. You know, that's something that we should look into. But I don't want to see this being held up based on that. I think that whatever means, system, or way we have used in Federal Hill, we have used on Broadway, and we have used on Broad Street, I like to see us implement the same very way on Prairie Avenue, and then collectively, if it does not apply federally, if it becomes a legal issue, then we can make it all go away. But as long as we have Atwell's, Broadway, and Broad Street, Prairie Avenue needs to get done. I'm sure it will get done at the correct time, which is what this resolution is asking for. So I don't want to see this go away, and it doesn't have to go away.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, sir.
So
Councilman.
I mean, I'm in support of this 100%, and I agree with everybody that Federal Hill has been done, Broad Street has been done, and I mean, if Nate Urso or Leo Parada can, guarantee us that, we're going to use the same type of fading paint on Prairie Avenue, I don't have a problem. This is the first time in my 11 years of being a councilman that I ever heard that there was a federal regulation on the striping. So.
And that's what I mean, Councilman. Whatever way it's been done before, we'll follow the same procedure. And if a further investigation is to go into it, then, we'll do it.
Yeah,
I mean, now we should move forward.
I know that for quite a few times that the St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee was looking to have a green center line down Smith Street for the St. Patrick's Day celebration. And it could never be done, I was told, because I kept asking the same thing. Why ain't we painting the green line? And I guess that's a state road, I was told, and that the state won't allow it. And now I'm just hearing now that there's a federal regulation that, and again, like I said, I don't want to repeat myself, but if we have both Nate here and Leo, if they can tell us that the same type of paint is going to be in there, and Mr. Martone,
I think
I'll go based on the opinion of the law department, and we can pass this out right now.
Yeah, I think the state their reasoning may not be because it's a state law. It could be the same thing I'm quoting, that this document, which is a federal document, indicates it's to be a double yellow. So.
And when did that document come out? Is that something recent, or has it been?
No, it's been out for decades. I know way back when John Nicholson was Public Works Director, this discussion was made about Atwells Avenue. So it's not anything new. It's just something that probably hasn't been fully vetted.
Madam Chair, Councilwoman Miller has had her hand up. I don't know.
Thank you, Councilman Vice. That's why you're great on top of it. Councilor Miller, please.
Yeah, I would just, I just wanted to weigh in since we were talking about Federal Hill and Broad Street as well. It seems like the director laid out a solution already that we can use temporary paint, right? And that we can't permanently change the middle line, but we can use temporary paint. I know we have to repaint periodically before the feasts on Atwells. So I can attest that it is not permanent. And I don't see, it's a pretty meaningful, I think people might be listening to this conversation and think like, oh, that's just symbolic. But like, I know it's meaningful on Broad Street. I know it's meaningful on Atwells. I just want to support the chair too in that idea of like these gestures and these things that we do actually have a deep impact on how people feel in the city that they live. So that's all. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Right then, Madam Chair, if I may then, hearing the discussion.
Moment. Still have to enter the memo from traffic engineer into the record as 4A, please.
That's what I was just going to do. I'd like to make a motion to enter the letter from the traffic engineer as item number 4A.
Motion been made to enter a letter correspondence from traffic engineer as 4A into the records.
Second.
And I have a by Councilman Narducci, second by Councilwoman Costello. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Well, Madam Chair, hearing the discussion here before us tonight, I would make a motion to pass item number 4 for the the continuance of the naming of Rosa Parker Way and also the striping down Prairie Avenue.
Second.
A motion been made by Councilman Narducci, second by Councilman Correa. All in favor?
Aye.
So we're looking at Councilman Miller's statement about we don't have to use the permanent paint to get you in trouble over whatever the federal laws is to permanent paint, but use what's been used in the past. Thank you. Motion passed.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Councilman.
This is exciting. Let's go to item 5. Council, I'm sorry, Madam Clerk, please read it into the record.
Resolution renaming the Windmill Street School to the Narducci Learning Center.
Wow, we got one of the Narduccis from the Narducci playing here with us tonight. So tell us.
Yeah, one of Madam Chair, you said it the right way. One of about maybe 60 of us that are out there.
We've got a big family.
You know, I said it in the previous meeting when the resolution was first passed out to her. This really means a lot to my family. I'm very honored that the council president came up with this resolution. You know, 4 generations of us attended Windmill Street School. My mom and dad were 2 co-founders of the Cub Scouts, which met at Windmill Street School in the cafeteria every Thursday night back in the day. You know, my mom worked there, my wife worked there, our family, you know, my grandfather for his dedication to the small businesses in the city of Providence when he was on the zoning board. My dad, myself, my kids' involvement with coaching kids for many, many decades. It's an honor to see this being done. And again, knowing the commitment that the Narduccis had made from my great grandmother first coming here back in the 1900s, all the way to previous, and we've never left. We're here. I mean, you know, you're looking at over 120 years of the Narducci family being in the 4th ward. Funny story is, I mean, I could really get into it, but you know, funny story is back when my grandmother turned 80. Some of you might remember some of these names. Some of you I know probably don't. Guys like Francis Rayo and Joe Dawley were the ones that threw my grandmother her 80th birthday party down at Giuliano's restaurant, which is now called Mezza. My great grandmother took a strong liking to Joe Dawley. And as most of you know, back in those days, the Italians and the Irish didn't see eye to eye at all. And she took him through the 4th ward and got him elected by the Italian Americans in this ward. And like I said, then, you know, my mom, my dad, the family commitments that have been made. And I'm glad, you know, I'm glad to see this happen. Again, knowing how my father would feel and my mother would feel, my grandfather. Took a little visit up to the cemetery, like I said, and I talked to my mom and dad and them and told them what was going on. And I felt kind of like a chill. So I think they know what's happening and they're proud of the moment. And with that being said, I want to thank each and one of my colleagues for supporting this. And I really, it's really just a proud moment. And I was trying to explain to my granddaughter today that the Narducci family is going to have a school named after them. So she said, "Pa, does that mean I can go to that school?" I said, "No, you can't, because you don't live in Providence. You live in Lincoln." So, but it's even going to affect generations after I'm gone of the Narducci family. And again, I want to end by thanking each and every one of you for the support. One day, if any of you really want to sit down and I can have maybe an hour and a half conversation with you and then walk you through the neighborhood too and show you some of the things that were created because of us, including brand new Little League fields and stuff from when my father had one of the first concession stands made in the Little League field. And down here at Pre-Metcalf Field. But my mother ran a few of the other ladies before we had the concession stand, used to pull up with what we used to call a beach wagon, open up the tailgate and set up all kind of candies and stuff on that. And they had the cooler with the soda and stuff in it. And that's how they sold the concessions down at the baseball field. Christ, I'm talking 60 years ago. But again, I just want to say thank you very much to each and every one of you.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Councilman Correa.
Oh, wait, I see Councilman Espinal put his hand up.
Okay, we'll go with Councilman Espinal and we'll come back to you.
Go ahead, Councilman Correa. I'll go right after
the floor, Councilman Correa.
No, I just wanted, to thank Councilman Narducci and his family for everything that they have done throughout the years in Ward 4. And I was going to make a motion to approve item number 5, but.
All right, Councilman Espinal.
Second.
Wait a minute, we're not making a motion yet. We're still cheering it on. Councilman Espinal.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. I just want to express myself. Councilman Anducci, I've done a little research about you and your family, and I believe that this is so well deserved. And I just want to thank you for your service as well as your family and everything you've done. I think it's well deserved, and I'm honored to have had the opportunity to co-sponsor this, and it has full support of the council. So this is going to be a reality. So again, thank you so much, and it has a special touch because I can actually see you, I can talk to you, I can call you. You're a colleague. I can come into the council and shake your hand. So that personal connection also makes me feel like I'm part of the newly named Narducci Learning Center. So it's that personal connection. So it's great to know you. I think your family deserves this, and I'm in full support. Thank you so much for your
Thank you, Pro Tem.
Councilman Narducci, I would like to say also, I came in the council in 2015. And I remember things so well because if you guys know, I journal everything. I remember you fighting at that time for the Windmill School to be a school, a quality school. And you fought, and I mean, on up to today, 2022, you still continue to put that energy into something that you believe and that that the community needs. So for that, I'm very proud. I feel like Councilman Espinal in a way. I'm connected to it in my own kind of way because I watched the struggle for it to get to where it is now. We live in a society today, people think things happen like this, but it doesn't. It takes endurance. It takes what you've been able to do. So I am so proud to be a part of renaming the school after the Narducci Learning Center. And I'm really happy about that. So that's why I strongly support it. I will not close the floor unless there's other council people who have something they want to contribute just yet. But if not, I will.
Thank you, Councilman Correa.
I would ask Mr. Urso to talk a little bit. There is no problem as far as you're concerned, and there's nothing been named.
Madam Chair,
yes,
that's not under jurisdiction of public works.
Right, it's not.
That's
But
it.
if I could just congratulate Nick on that.
Okay, go ahead. All right.
Yeah, as someone that works for the city, I'm sure others do, you really see the passion that he has for Ward 4. He's always in contact with us on many issues, and it's obvious that he's definitely got a passion for the people he represents. So congratulations.
Thank you, Nate.
Thank you. If there is no other discussion around, and congratulations, I would like Councilman Correa, was it Councilman Correa who was getting ready to entertain a motion?
Yes, Madam Chair, if I may, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve item number 5.
second,
Thank you,
The
Councilman.
motion have been made by Councilman Correa, second by Councilwoman, Majority Whip Casilla. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there any more business before this humble body?
There is not, Madam Chair.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second that motion.
Motion been made by Councilman Correa, second by Councilman Narducci to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Everybody be safe, take care, and we'll see you soon.
And thank you
Again.
again.
Congratulations again.